welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes mouse and sometimes narrator, and today I am giving you kind of a clear your shit like crash course, as well as the general announcement video for Clear Your Shit Year 4, which I am very excited about. So this video is going to be split into different parts. So first I'm going to recap years 1 through 3 as well as the mini readathons. I am then going to discuss the current plot, the where are we now vibes. I will then explain how the readathon as a whole works, and I will do my best to answer questions that I have gotten that may or may not be on the FAQ. And then I will go over the prompts and the character creation cards and any other housekeeping things at the very end. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video than what I normally would do for the Clear Your Shit announcement video, but I very much wanted a video that encapsulates the last 4 years in one place so that you don't have to necessarily look through all of the other videos. I would, because some of those videos do have special voice actor guests. That would be my mom and Art, who play narrator and the library witch respectively, but I felt like this needed to be done. It's been well overdue, and yeah, here we are. So year 1 in 2020, the High Wizard of Shelfla sent a bunch of volunteer peasants to go take down the library witch in her tower because she was sending books to all of the villagers in Shelfla, or the world of Shelfla, and books were falling on their heads instead of just being delivered, you know, through the mail the appropriate way. But then it turns out that actually the wizard had been framing her. He actually sent her the spell. She didn't know that all of that was going on. And as you guys sort of discovered that that's what happened, and narrator suddenly realizes that she was paid to narrate your journey to the library witch, not all of this other stuff, the wizard makes an appearance and he kills all of you, and then he disappears. So year 2 was the attempt to go get revived from the dead. That is where we journeyed through quite literally the afterlife, and narrator and Ariadne, the library witch, had revived the creators at this point, which would be me and Art, but the rest of you were all still dead and had to travel through the afterlife. That was a lot of fun because there was some hints at the fact that narrator had been there before. She had been to the afterlife before, and everyone was like, hey, you're not supposed to come back here. And she was like, first off, don't tell me what to do. Second off, I'm gonna do whatever I need to get paid. And third, mind your business. But no one would really explain why she had been there before. We will get to that when I talk about the mini readathons. And then you finally get revived and everyone is like, yay, we're gonna go get the wizard. And the wizard's like, hey, what's up, besties? I'm still here. Hi, hello. But I don't want to fight you right now. And so then he sent you all into stacks of books. So for year 3, you then had to face your biggest boss battle yet, books. So year 3, you journeyed through all of the different genres of books, and Ariadne helped you through it by essentially taking on the miniature role of narrator, sort of, with narrator, and got you through the books, and you all escaped the books, and the, you know, big boss battle showdown with the wizard once again had him kidnapping Ariadne's mom, and that is where we currently are in the storyline. Now, for the mini readathons, that's kind of when I have a little bit more fun of providing backstory and that sort of thing. So in year 1.5, the very first mini readathon, you guys were just gathering ingredients in the afterlife to help restore yourselves, to help revive you from the dead. In 2.5, we had Ariadne's diaries, which was a lot of fun to put together, and they were Ariadne's diaries set sometime like in the 90s and the 2000s, early on, and her coven that she was a part of was the very first coven to bring someone back from the dead. However, the person that they brought back from the dead was from a completely different universe. Her name was Delilah Jane, and Delilah Jane was a customer service, like best ever customer service person. She went on her very first vacation ever, And on that plane ride, she did pass away, and the Graves Coven was able to revive her, and Ariadne met her for the very first time. If you didn't know, Delilah Jane is narrator, and Ariadne early on had a huge crush on narrator, but narrator didn't have a lot of her memories, just knew that she had a begrudging hatred towards customer service, didn't really know why that was, knew that her kindness had definitely been used up in her previous life, but was not ready to try and be nice to people ever again, actually. Through those diaries, we kind of also realized that Ariadne's mom is not like the nicest to Ariadne. Do we really want to save her? Who knows? That's kind of the backstory there. We also got to see some really sweet moments and meet Strawberry Bot, who I designed and am quite proud of. I love Strawberry Bot. And Strawberry Bot and narrator are like best friends now. Right. And then for the final mini readathon up to this point, we had a tarot card reading to kind of get us ready for year 4. In that tarot card reading, we met a character named Star. She took over the second half of the readings. Before, we had like a very serious tarot reader, and then in the second half we had Star, and she was loves love for sure. Is determined that narrator and Ariadne should get together, much like many of you are. So that is that. And she hinted at a few different things and some things to come and things to be prepared for. And that is where we currently are now. Right now, our journey is that essentially you're going to save Ariadne's mother. Do we love her? No. Does Ariadne love her? Yes, but she has some things to work through. You might learn some new backstory, and this story may, this year's story may come to some interesting conclusions. We'll see what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. I've already written it, but we'll see what's going to happen. So that kind of gets us to now. That gives you everything that's going on in the plot line. Like, that's the gist of it. You don't need to know too much. I will say that this year's plot does feel a lot, the writing feels a lot more similar to year 1, where narrator is very much taking on the narrator role again. And also I have intentionally made some references to previous years. I've very much made some intentional references to previous years, but you will not miss anything if you don't get those references. It's really not a big deal. It is not plot necessary. So don't feel like you missed out because you didn't participate in previous years or anything. That's never ever my intention. So yeah, let's talk about how this readathon works. It starts on November 1st, and you only get story parts on the Sunday of every week. So I have set it to be the Sunday of every week. So the very first post is going to be on a Wednesday, but that's just because I try to start the readathon on November 1st. And it goes until December 31st. The reason for that is because originally it was like a 6-week readathon, and then everyone was like, but it should go to the end of the year, and so we made it go to the end of the year, which has been very stressful, but I do things for y'all, alright? You do get your prompts well ahead of time, in my opinion, a few weeks ahead of time, and there are some other components about this that can be a little confusing to some people. So first, there are 19 standard regular prompts that you would follow just like you'd regularly do in other readathons. For our readathon, specifically our readathon, there are no prizes. You win nothing for participating. You don't even get narrator telling you that she's proud of you. You get exactly nothing for participating in the readathon. What does that mean? It means that I actually don't care how you do the prompts. Nobody's gonna come and show up at your house. Narrator isn't gonna call your mom or dad or uncle. Like, narrator's not gonna call somebody and be like, she broke the rule. Like, that's not gonna happen. No one's gonna beat down your door. However you need to do this for it to work for you, do that. I have to emphasize that I am someone who is chronically ill, and currently I'm convinced that the readathon is cursed because every year that the readathon happens, something happens. And so I do whatever I want with the prompts to make them work for me. Please do that. That means if you need to combine a prompt, if you need to drop a prompt, if you need to predict a prompt or translate a prompt in however you feel fits, go nuts, bestie. I don't care. I don't care. And if you don't tell me, obviously I'm not gonna know. Anyway, so 19 regular prompts. There are 3 free spaces, which you can either skip them or do a book for them or whatever you want. There are 3 surprise prompts, and there is 1 side quest. At this current moment, when this video comes out, the prompts are already released, so cool. For the surprise prompts, those are specifically related to the character creation cards, which we will get into those in a little bit. But essentially, like, get into what those options are in a little bit. But essentially, the character creation cards, you pick a strength, a weakness, and a weapon. Those choices will affect what you get as a surprise prompt. If you make one up, then you don't get to play with everybody else. There is no prompt for you. I cannot help you. But your choices with the character creation card does change what the prompt is going to be for those surprise prompts. The surprise prompts are what we call mini boss battles, which there's 2 of them, and then the major boss battle. And then the side quest is where Art and I will have at some point discussed a book or books, plural. At some points there have been multiple books to choose from. The side quest is essentially, hey, we think it'd be cool if you read this. A lot of the time we pick like an indie author or something, or our own favorite books, and that's kind of just if you're tired of pressuring yourself to read all of these things and you want something new that you haven't really heard of yet, we try to recommend the side quest as like a, hey, like if you need to divert your focus or like you're in decision fatigue or whatever, do this side quest, we've picked the book out for you, whatever. The idea behind the readathon as a whole though, and this is why it's really important to note that I don't care how you translate the prompts. The idea behind the readathon is that I felt there was a consumerism problem within the book community, and I felt like the best way to handle it was to encourage people to read the books that they already own. I feel like a lot of people in the book community are book collectors and not necessarily readers, which is totally fine. I don't care. Live your best life. I am not judging you. But a lot of them complain about the fact that they have so many books and they do not dedicate the time to read them, and they don't know when they'll ever dedicate the time to read them, and they keep getting books. So the readathon is specifically to get that number of owned books that are unread down. That is the goal. If you're like me, who actually, by the time this video posts, I don't own any books that I haven't read. So I do things like dwindle down my library TBR because I've been bookmarking books for a full year and like there's like 60 books in there. So I go through my library TBR that I've had saved up, and that's how I dwindle that list down. If you just want to follow the prompts and read whatever the heck you want, however the books, like, are they digital, are they audio, whatever. I don't care. Translate it however you want to, but that was the main goal of the readathon. Let's get into the character creation cards. So your options for this year, and I will say the character creation cards are always my favorite part of this, but your options for this year are as follows. For strengths, we have well read, which means you escaped the books in 2022. Shelfless disappointment, you have participated in every year of the readathon thus far. Book realist, your owned unread is under 100 books. Or recommendation master gives the best recommendations. Your weaknesses are question everything, asked narrator, does this count? Book hoarder, your owned but unread is over 100. Solar girl boss, you girl bossed too close to the sun and you've overloaded your TBR, and you do that regularly. Problematic preserver, you never DNF a book. And your weapons are the Power of Love, which is from the Into the Books readathon. Teeth, which we had in years 1 and 2 of the readathon. A rock with googly eyes named Carl, which we had in year 1 of the readathon. And a fanny pack. Now I did have a poll on the Patreon for what weapon to choose, but that ended in a 50-50 split, and so I kind of went a different direction with it. It is what it is. If you ever want to vote on those, though, that is the $10 tier on the Patreon, and I never tell you when I'm gonna post those polls, so it is a mystery, even to me. But that is the character creation cards. The prompts can be found in various different places, but I'm going to link the Twitter post down below that has the prompts in them. If you don't like to use Twitter or whatever, there is also, I always cross-post to Instagram, and I try to cross-post to a blog, either mine or the actual Clear Your Shit website. I'm still working out the kinks on that. As of the time of filming this, I'm still working out the kinks on that, so that may or may not be fixed. I do not know. I could go through all of the prompts right now, but there are like 26 of them if I mention literally all of them. So just go read them, go through them. You may, you know, find something that you like there or be surprised by some of the prompts. It is astrology themed, which was a lot of fun. It has nothing to do with your personal sign though, so like don't, I mean, I guess you could be like, I'm a Gemini, so I'm only gonna read the air sign ones and the Gemini ones, or whatever. Like, if that's what you want to do, great. But that's not necessarily how I recommend doing it. And if you have any questions, let me first point you to the FAQ. Second, recommend that you join the Discord, because the Discord has an FAQ or has a questions section, and sometimes your question is maybe not one you don't want to ask narrator, but would like to ask or would like a recommendation from somebody. That is a great place to do it. I do love the Discord. It's honestly one of my favorite communities, and it's always going, even when the readathon's not going, so you can definitely check out the Discord. The link should be down below. And then finally, if you've tried all of those things and you still don't have an answer, you can ask in the comments here or on the Twitter. I'm not really good at checking Instagram DMs, so I wouldn't recommend trying that, but who knows? Maybe I'll check it. Probably not though. So that's me just being very transparent. I hate Instagram. What else? There is a shop on the website that does have like t-shirts and cups and stuff. All of those funds go back into the readathon, so they help fund the website itself. They help fund the program I use to automatically post. Otherwise, all of that stuff is just coming directly out of my pocket, and it is expensive. So if you want to help us out, I obviously am not going to say no. So there's that. That's also why we have the Patreon. The Patreon is 99.9% dedicated to Clear Your Shit. It is, I don't think I've ever posted anything that's just strictly about mouse reads. It's like all Clear Your Shit. I think that's it. I think that's everything for the readathon. Yeah, I think that covers it all. I'm very excited about this year's readathon. I'm very excited about the way that things are going to go at the end and where narrator Ariadne and Strawberry Bot are going from here. And I'm excited about the growth that the readathon has had. It has been a lot of fun, and I am thankful to everyone that has supported us throughout the years, as this kind of came at like a whim, just like spur of the moment, and then now it is as big as it is and as exciting as it is. I am endlessly grateful for everyone's patience with me, because I am but one individual. Art is but one individual, and while we do reach out to friends and we get help from friends, and it is super, super helpful, and I am endlessly grateful to those people that help us, the participants' patience with us is great, because I work multiple jobs, Art works a full-time job, we're very busy, and so sometimes we miss things, sometimes we drop the ball, so thank you all for your patience with us as we work through that stuff. I also really want to specifically thank some friends who have helped like over and over and over again. Bella, who has listened to me scream and yell about the readathon all the time. Phil, who jumped in to be a moderator when I was like, I literally can't moderate this Discord because I am going through it right now, and if I have to tell one more person not to ask a question that's on the FAQ, I'm gonna lose it. So thank you, Phil, and for everything else that you do. Thank you to Art for joining me in this super chaotic journey for the last 4 years. That's crazy. And thank you to Landis and Lexi for both of you just yelling in Discord with me about my own storyline that I'm writing. And to my mom for voicing narrator, and then to my husband for encouraging this process for the last 4 years. I've been doing Clear Your Shit for half the amount of time that I have known my husband, which is crazy. That is such a long, like, I frequently think about how long I've been with my husband, and then I realize that I've done Clear Your Shit for half of that time. That's wild. So thank you to everyone. It means the world to me. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. I frequently talk about the readathon in my vlogs and then obviously in other announcement videos. If you didn't enjoy this video, good for you. I don't post about CLEARURSHT all the time. That's not true, I do. It's my baby and I love it. So if you didn't enjoy this video, probably skedaddle, because this is my pride and joy. I don't know. I post, oh, there's Mister. I post videos every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, not including the first week of the month, so that I can give myself a little bit of a break. So I will see you guys then. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below if you're going to participate in the readathon, because that makes me excited to read about. And that's it. Don't forget to take your meds, drink your water, and do something today to take care of yourselves. Okay, thanks, bye.